Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's Ryan here with DP Marketing.Services. I'm an author on the book on digital marketing for plumbing and HVAC contractors. Here with Karis.
Hi.
Karis does a lot of our social work here, so I figured today would be a good video because we hear a lot of contractors talk about Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and how to use Facebook to get more ads and or get more leads. So there's a lot of stuff. It's something a lot of guys talk about.
Yeah.
So I figured we'd just talk.
Yeah, and so one thing that Ryan and I often talk about is how marketing companies can fill in the gaps for all of these service companies, but how ultimately you guys are the experts in your story, and how if you have someone who basically just says, we'll do it all for you, you never touch it, you may not get as authentic of results. And so we believe in sorry, I'm getting the giggles. We believe in basically a collaboration. And now I feel like I already messed up, Ryan.
No, you're good.
I just ruined it. Sorry, I did it. Can we try one more time?
No, we're not editing this.
No! Okay, that's fine.
We're
okay.
going.
Let's go.
We're going.
I'll pull it together.
So yeah, there's truth there, right? Because from our end, like when you're on our side of the fence, we look for ways to keep your business in front of many eyeballs as possible, right? So that means obviously the website and SEO. If you're doing like AdWords, we want your business to be present. Facebook's a huge piece of that. But at the end of the day, like Karis mentioned, you guys are a part of your story. It's you guys who are in the office. You're celebrating the birthdays. You're in the customer's homes, seeing the situations, hearing the customer responses. You guys will always have better stories to tell, better photos to take than what we can provide. We can support and we can coach and we can guide, but we're going to be really limited. You guys are always going to have better stuff than we will.
And by sharing your story and by passing your story off to us and for us to help you spike it, basically you're validating your company. And so everyone can hire someone and have a bunch of stock posts out there. But the thing that makes you different is your story. And by validating that.
Can we talk about the story?
Company, yeah.
Because we've been talking about this too. So with social, there's this idea of like tell a good story, right? And a lot of companies, not just contractors, but they get into the idea of talking all about them.
Yeah.
Like they're so great, they're so awesome.
It's easier.
It's easy. In my opinion, people don't care. They don't care anything about you.
No,
what they do care about though is themselves. They are the hero of their own story. And so what I kind of think is important is when you're talking about these stories, it's not about look how awesome your company is. Look how awesome your rap is. That's not the point. The point is helping take your customer's experience, the struggle they had before they called you, how you're able to come out, solve the problem, get them back up and going. That's the story. It's about the customer as the center. You're just a supporting character to get the customer back in order.
Yeah, and that basically showing your authenticity through these, So you obviously want to let people know, hey, I found an issue that's not safe for your home. Your family's important. We want to make sure that your family's safe without tossing fear at them. So finding a way to be honest, for people to trust you by telling your story, by using real life examples without necessarily fear mongering. Mongling.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of guys do that. So
yeah,
most homeowners don't care, like for instance, how their water heater is vented.
I don't.
They don't. So they don't know if it's pouring gas into the home or if it's vented correctly, the code. And honestly, they shouldn't have to know. So something that's important, and we've seen really successful contractors go in there and tell the story, again, customer perspective. This is what we found when we walked in. This is the danger it put the customer in. This is what we're able to solve. You're not peddling fear, but you are saying you're credible, you're experts at what you do, you're creating the value as someone much more than just replacing a water tank, because that's not the point. The point is that you guys are helping solve the problems that these customers have. You're making them, again, the hero. There's a lot there with story. And you can find ways to tell stories. Like in your own day-to-day, right? So there's stories you can tell about your office environment, like your company culture.
To know that I can trust someone new who's coming to my door. So I'm a woman. I typically manage most of the calls in my home to get things repaired. And so I want to know, I usually go to other people's Facebook or other accounts, social accounts they might have, in order to validate whether or not I'm going to feel safe with this new person in my home. It's not always male, but typically. And so I want to make sure that I feel good, like with someone I don't know. So that's another kind of thing that your social will represent, whether or not you are a safe person to have into a stranger in my home. So that's another big thing for me in knowing a company's story.
Yeah. And even things like celebrating employees, right?
Yeah.
So like
your character, it'll show your character, your company's character.
Those things go a long way, and it's easy to overlook in the grind of running your business. You're trying to field the calls and deal with customer complaints and keep your trucks busy. It's important to also keep in mind that your customers want to know and celebrate with you when you guys take care of your team, when you take care of your community, right? So we see guys like do food drives and give back. Look for ways to like donate school supplies to school districts in their area.
Or have like a silly in-staff like contest. Contest or something.
Yeah, so stuff like that goes a long ways to building trust. Okay, so here's something else. I feel like I see a lot of chatter on the Facebook groups about things like ads.
Yeah.
Right? Like everyone's saying, hey, they're going to get a million bajillion leads, Facebook ads, cost you pennies, whatever.
It's important to understand that there's a difference between impressions and leads. So
what do you mean by that?
So that's one thing to consider whenever you're talking to someone about ads, right? So you could give us some money, give someone some money, and we can toss out an ad and you get a ton of impressions.
What's an impression? Let's start there.
Oh, okay. So an impression is just eyeballs. You get eyeballs on your ad, right? It's been in someone's feed, they've seen it. A lead is next in your pipeline to a sale, right? So that's different. So you want to make sure with ads that your target market is known. It is incredibly pointless and you're tossing out money if the target market is not known, which takes research and time.
It takes a lot of time.
But worth it.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
I think the other thing is that even if you get like a lead, like an email address, like somebody fills out a form, my experience is that, so if somebody gets, say, 100 leads, the bulk of those are kind of trash. Like they're very low quality. You start calling them back and you can never get a hold of them. You just try to email them.
You're talking with just a broad ad.
A really broad ad. It's one thing if it's like your current customer base, like you're remarketing to people who already like your page or you've already serviced before. That's one thing. But going from cold to a qualified good lead on Facebook, it seems hard.
Well, and it's a waste of your time, ultimately.
It's a lot to farm through.
Yeah.
My honest to goodness opinion is that when people need something, like when they're in crisis mode, so they're looking for a plumber, they're looking for an HVAC shop, their decision process isn't to pull out their phone and look at Facebook, right? Their decision is to like go to Google. They'll find a website, and then like after they find the website, to your point, then they'll check out their Instagram, then they'll check out their Facebook. Like
that's my pattern.
But it's Google first when you have a problem.
Yeah.
If you don't have a problem and you're responding to a Facebook ad, the quality of those can be really iffy.
And they have to be creative. So it has to be creative enough for me to be like, I don't really have that. Like, I don't have an emergency, but I could use that service. So that happened to me recently, and I was really surprised. I was going through my feed, and I saw a service ad, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I need my air ducts cleaned, but maybe I do. And they're giving out this discount. Maybe I should call them. And that wasn't an emergency that I got sold, but they sold me. They did a great job. And so I even told them whenever the person came, I was like, this Facebook ad got me because it's just not something I think about. It's not an emergency, but they were giving a great discount and deal. And then I went to the rest of their page and I just felt like this is a good, honest company. I can trust them. They're not just selling me. They're actually helping me out. So
So yeah, this is some thoughts. There's probably a whole lot more to social because I know it's something a lot of you guys talk about, but I'm curious to know your thought. My opinion is it's important, obviously. Not so important where you put all of your eggs in the Facebook or Instagram or whatever basket, but so important that you can't take it away either.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the mix. But I'm curious to know about what you guys think. What's your experience with organic Facebook, with creating like culture posts, telling good stories?
What's worked for you?
Yeah, what's worked for you guys? Have you done Facebook ads and had them not suck? Anything along those lines? Yeah, what do you think? Anything else?
No, I'm curious.
No? Yeah, let us know. Leave a comment below. As always, I just spilled my coffee. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and we'll see you next time. See you guys.
Bye.